The iPhone was the most economically significant consumer product of the last 50 years. Tesla Optimus Robot 2026 is being built to make that statement feel small, not eventually, not in theory. Right now, inside Tesla's own factories, a humanoid robot is already doing real work, unsupervised, on a live production schedule. There's a number buried in Tesla's internal planning, not a press release, not an investor deck, that reframes this entire comparison in a way most coverage hasn't touched. I'll give you that number. But the context around it matters more than the figure itself, and you need to understand what's actually being built before it lands the way it should. We are in 2026, and the distance between impressive prototype and operating at scale just collapsed faster than almost anyone predicted. The question is no longer whether humanoid robots enter the workforce. That decision has already been made. The question now is whether you understand the shift clearly enough before it becomes impossible to ignore and far too late to act on. Most people have seen the clips. The robot walks, sorts packages, and folds a shirt. Impressive enough. But here's what those clips don't show you. Optimus isn't a robotics project. It's a software platform wearing a robot's body. And that distinction is what makes the iPhone comparison accurate rather than promotional. The humanoid robot future has been promised for decades. What collapsed the timeline isn't a hardware breakthrough. It's the convergence of three things arriving simultaneously. Tesla's mature real-world AI, a manufacturing infrastructure that no robotics company on Earth can replicate, and a labor market actively looking for a reason to make this transition. Those three forces didn't align gradually. They arrived together, and one counterintuitive fact resets everything. The most valuable component in Optimus isn't the hardware. It never will be. Strip away the headlines, and the central engineering idea is almost brutally simple. The world was already designed for human bodies. So instead of redesigning the world, build the machine to fit it. Optimus stands roughly 5 feet 8 inches, weighs around 125 pounds, and moves with a fluidity that its first-generation prototype gave absolutely no indication was coming. The hands are where the ambition becomes concrete. 11 degrees of freedom per hand. Tactile sensors in the fingertips precise enough to pick up an egg without cracking it. That is not a demonstration capability. That is the threshold requirement for operating in a kitchen, a warehouse, a surgical prep room, or a construction site without modification. Understanding how Tesla Optimus works means accepting one thing most people resist. You are not looking at a finished product. You are looking at iteration 3 of a design cycle Tesla intends to compress faster than any robotics program in history. The hardware you see today is the rough draft. For years, the skeptical position on humanoid robots was easy to hold and almost impossible to argue against. Great demos, no deployment, no real-world pressure test. That position is now factually wrong. As of early 2026, Optimus units are performing unsupervised tasks inside Tesla's Fremont facility and at Gigafactory Nevada. Not demonstrations, production work. Timed against real output schedules, the Tesla robot release date, in every meaningful sense, already happened. It just didn't come with a keynote and a pre-order page. What matters now is the ramp velocity. Tesla has publicly stated an ambition to produce Optimus in the millions within this decade. The entire global market for industrial robots, every manufacturer, every type combined, sits at roughly 600,000 units per year. Tesla is targeting a number nearly 3 times that for a single product line before 2030. You can debate the timeline. The direction is no longer debatable. Here is where the iPhone analogy stops being a provocative claim and starts being a precise one. The iPhone wasn't just a phone. It was a software platform in a hardware shell. The hardware became a commodity within 5 years. The software ecosystem became a moat that nobody has meaningfully crossed since. Tesla AI and Robotics 2026 operate on identical logic. The physical robot will get cheaper, lighter, and more capable on a curve that looks a lot like consumer electronics. The trained neural network that allows Optimus to enter an environment it has never seen before and make useful decisions in it. That is the compounding asset. And it compounds in a closed loop that no competitor currently runs. More deployed units generate more real-world training data, which produces a smarter AI, which produces a more capable robot, which earns more deployments. Tesla ran this exact flywheel with full self-driving for a decade. Optimus inherits the result. Most people watching robot videos are watching the hardware. That is almost exactly the wrong place to look. Let's be direct, because softening this doesn't make the analysis honest. Will Optimus replace human workers is not a thought experiment. It is a line item on finance spreadsheets right now, at a projected unit cost of $20,000 to $30,000. Figures Musk has stated publicly. Optimus costs less than 1 year of median U.S. manufacturing wages. Single capital expenditure. No overtime, no turnover, no benefits. The procurement math is not subtle. What's more interesting than the disruption is the historical pattern. Every major labor-displacing technology created roles that didn't exist before it. The printing press eliminated scribes and built publishing. Automated looms ended hand-weaving and seeded the modern textile industry. The humanoid robot labor market impact will follow the same curve. Some work disappears. New categories emerge. The variable that determines who benefits is transition speed. And in 2026, it's starting to look faster than most institutions are ready for. That number I mentioned at the start, the one that makes the iPhone comparison look conservative. We're almost there. One more piece first. When you look at the best humanoid robots compared side by side, Figure 02, Boston Dynamics Atlas, Agility's Digit, you're looking at genuine engineering. None of it is theater, but there's a structural problem hardware quality alone cannot fix. None of these companies have Tesla's data infrastructure, manufacturing scale, or an existing customer base with financial incentive to absorb Optimus first. Figure has Microsoft capital and an OpenAI partnership. Boston Dynamics has Hyundai. Agility has Amazon. Formidable. But none of them have spent 10 years shipping millions of AI-driven machines into physical environments and training neural networks on the results. Tesla's advantage in robotics isn't who builds the best robot today. It's who sustains the data flywheel long enough to build the best robot in 3 years. That is a race defined by infrastructure, not hardware. And on that measure, the gap is already wider than it looks from the outside. This is where the Tesla long-term investment thesis around Optimus stops being a technology story and becomes an economic one. Morgan Stanley's bear case for the Optimus platform valued its addressable market at $500 billion by 2040. Their bull case exceeded $10 trillion. $10 trillion is not a product category. It is a restructuring of how physical labor gets priced and allocated across every industry on Earth. Logistics, agriculture, elder care, construction, manufacturing, healthcare. Every sector that involves a human body performing repetitive or dangerous work sits inside that number. The iPhone's total cumulative economic footprint, hardware sales, the App Store, the entire software economy it made possible, is estimated somewhere between $1 and $2 trillion. If Optimus captures even a fraction of Morgan Stanley's projection, it operates in a different numerical universe entirely. These are not aspirational figures from a startup pitch. They are the numbers institutional analysts are using to model capital allocation decisions right now in 2026. Here is the number. Internal Tesla workforce planning referenced in a late 2025 shareholder communication projected deploying more than 1 million Optimus units inside Tesla's own facilities, before selling a single one externally. 1 million units internally as a training run. Tesla intends to operate its own global infrastructure on Optimus first. Live production pressure, dozens of facilities, no margin for failure, and only then bring a refined product to market. Apple never ran its own company on the iPhone before selling it. Tesla is building its robotics platform the way serious infrastructure companies build power grids. Stress test it on your own load first. If that executes, the competitive gap won't just be technical, it will be a decade wide. If this is the kind of analysis you came here for, the part underneath the headline that actually determines the outcome, this channel is where it lives. The iPhone moment for robotics won't feel like the iPhone moment did. No keynote, no line outside a store. It will feel like an earnings call where a logistics company reports labor costs fell 30%. Then another one. Then everyone will know. The question is whether you understood what caused it before it was already priced in. If you know someone still treating Optimus as a side project, this is the video that changes that.